I think I've just made the best lighting add-on for Bedrock Edition, and it works with vibrant visuals or basic visuals. It all started about a year ago when I released this video talking about a dynamic lighting system that I had made. I thought it was pretty sick, but you guys did not hold back in the comments. You told me that I had overcomplicated things and that having command blocks in your survival world kinda defeated the whole purpose. And I hate to say it, but you guys were right. Kind of. The basic mechanic was just testing for a player holding a torch like this, and then anytime that we found a player holding a torch, we'd place light blocks inside of them, and then we'd just fill around them with air so that it wouldn't leave a trail of light blocks. But the system was overcomplicated because it was used 4 command blocks to fill each of these quadrants around the player, when you can just fill the whole thing with 1 command and then replace the light blocks afterwards. It sounded backwards in my head, which is why I didn't think of it initially, but it definitely works. And I actually got this idea because one viewer left the entire system in a comment beneath my video, so there was really no way denying that that was a failure. But fast forward to a few months ago, I released an updated version in my 5 levels of commands video, and this redesign actually only needed 2 command blocks to do everything the original system did, and a little bit more. I think this one flew under the radar since it was packed between some more flashy commands, but I eventually made a short about the system to see what people thought about it, and you guys are relentless. Everybody was saying that it didn't work and that I should have made it work for your offhand and that I needed a system to put in your offhand and that I should just install Optifine and that he's secretly George Bush and that placing the command block still defeats the purpose of a survival world. But I'm the commands man. Of course I'm gonna place command blocks. What do you want me to do? Spend hours learning how to make a data pack and then copy the commands over just to have them not work? And then it takes me 2 more hours to realize I just need to remove the slashes? And then I have to go down a rabbit hole of how to add a scoreboard to a data pack just to realize that there is no support for this, and the best that I can do is just some janky workaround that George69 discovered and then it works perfectly and I make an excellent video about it that you'll watch and then immediately go subscribe because it's such good content? Is that what you want me to do? Anyways, this is the data pack and you can go download it below. It's actually almost the exact same as that 2 command block version that I showed a few months ago, except for I have added a few extra features and applied it to tons of blocks. Now the biggest change I made was making it work with offhanded torches, since everybody and their mom seemed to want this but just couldn't bring themselves to change this one word. It's that simple, guys. But now when you have a torch in your offhand, it will work the exact same as when it's in your main hand.
But commands man, how do you get a torch in your offhand? Because Bedrock Edition only lets you put a shield or a map in your offhand.
But what an excellent question, my esteemed viewers. I actually made this system to handle exactly that. Now it is all included in the data pack, but I put it into some command blocks just to show you for the video. Now it's simple crouch detection, so when you crouch, it will start a cooldown for 2-ish seconds using a scoreboard. And once you fill up that cooldown, it simply takes 1 torch from your main hand and puts it in your offhand. Now I did have to add this long argument just to make sure that it wouldn't delete your shield or your map in your offhand. But now once you've got the data pack and you have a torch in your world, you can just crouch with it for a second or 2 and it will shift over to your offhand. A super simple fix, but I gotta say, it's super nice, so good on you guys. I also added support for items to emit light so you don't have to be holding them. So for example, when you drop a piece of glowstone, it will emit light just as if you had placed the block. This one is super satisfying to throw down a hole, but outside of that, I'm not really sure it's practical for lighting up your world. Could be a cool flex, I guess. And now those 2 are the beef of it, but I also went ahead and added support for a bunch of new items other than torches. Now I previously showed you with torches, soul torches, and even redstone torches, but I wanted to add it for a ton more items, and I wasn't really sure how many items glowed, since some of them look like they could glow, but they don't, and also the opposite. So I went with the scientific method of turning on vibrant visuals and then just looking at every item and how it renders it in your hand. Something surprised me, like the bottle of enchanting glows, so even that item will glow when you're holding it. I'm sure that feature is gonna get used a lot. Anyways, go download it and go tell your dad to subscribe to me. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Anyways, the biggest tip that I could give to anyone who wants to have a better YouTube feed is that you have to subscribe to the Commands Man.